Hey everybody, it's KJ again. Welcome to day 6 of the Secret Titan song of our challenge. So getting close, day 6 of 15 with the bonus. So today's going to be interesting because we're going to talk about what song you're actually going to get to play for your own mini concert on day 14 to complete the challenge. So please stay tuned. So now I want to go over a little motivational tactic, or why we're going to play a song, rather than just talk about the bass, why I chose that. Phil Susan, a really great bass player, played with Ozzy, Whitesnake, and other session musician in other bands. He gave me some great advice, so I wanted to go over that, some food for thought now for some motivation. I'm going to read from, of course, the Titans of Bass book. Please look for the link below to get your own copy, PDF or live paper copy. And it's really interesting as to, at this point now, we might need a little boost of motivation to get to the finish line. So I'm going to go over what he told me, which is really interesting. So he said, learning the bass or any instrument breaks down to two things. The first, number one, the first is a physical learning and playing a particular piece on the instrument. You hear something in your head and you make it come out on the instrument. This is a mechanical problem. You don't yet have the capability in your fingers because you have limited mechanical availability in your fingers. You have to learn the mechanics of the instrument. As you remove the physical handicap of how to play the notes, you will develop and progress to a better player. The purpose of playing scales and exercises is to basically free up your fingers to not think about what your fingers are doing anymore. It gets to the point where you think of something and know how to play it. If you approach it from that angle, it's a lot less daunting than playing for no reason. If you say, why am I doing this? Then it's a problem. It's important to connect to the exercise and find something useful to what you are doing. It's about answering the big why. It's important to have a particular reason to learn an exercise and make it appealing to play. It would be like if you had a map and I put you in a dark room and told you to use that map to navigate around. It's interesting to a point, but if I gave you a map and said go find the treasure at the end of that, you would be way more motivated. You would now have a goal and a location and actually get a practical way to get out there and do it. It's much more motivating and gratifying. And the second part of learning a bass or instrument is, what is it that you actually play? This part is much more generic. It's about your soul and what you're hearing in your head. So you have to learn both of these. And we'll talk about more advanced theory later, but that's why we're doing exercises every day of plucking the strings. So you get used to hitting the strings with your fingers and it becomes more natural. The feel of actually doing that, it doesn't change that much. Stroking the strings, striking them with your fingers, no matter if you're professional or amateur, it's the same thing. Basically, you just get to learn to be more natural on it. So that's why I wanted to give you a treasure map. And the goal at the end, the treasure, is learning the Titans of Bass song. So hopefully that clarifies it. So now we're going to determine, like I just said, the treasure. It's not just a song, but it's a milestone. This is an important event. If you consider that you just picked up the bass, a lot of you, just a few days ago, to learn a song in under 2 weeks and play in front of your friends. That's why I wanted to give you a goal. It's a milestone. It's really cool. I wish I started that way. So that's why it's really important to pay attention and play along to the recordings, and just to make sure that you are doing the homework. So I faced a conundrum, or basically when I chose the song that I wanted people to learn. I wanted something that was cool, that you could show your friends, and that wasn't an old folk song that nobody's heard about. So I had to do a little bit of research. I asked the Titans what they would pick, and I got some great answers. So Bunny Brunell, a really great jazz player, told me to just learn a simple blues song. Pete Gervais from Maryland and a bunch of other prog rock bands suggested to learn a 12-bar blues song, as it's a great place to start for bass playing and constructing bass lines. So I thought those were, and a bunch of others mentioned the blues, mentioned a simple structured song to learn first. So that's why I took their advice. So I did some research and I found a really popular song that's very old and not copyrighted. So basically it's free to use, free to record, don't have to worry about anything. You can do whatever you want with it, called the Midnight Special. It's an old folk blues song, and it's really great, has a good groove, and a perfect song to start with. So that's our Titans of Bass song. So I mentioned it's very, very old, probably closer to 200 years old, and been played by tons of favorite artists, like CCR, obviously, is a big one. Paul McCartney did it, Bob Dylan, even ABBA. There's so many. You can just Google it and find it in a lot of artists who've done it different ways. I mean, ABBA is going to sound different than CCR. I love the CCR version. It's a great version, but it's not our version, and we changed it to be more like the original. So very simplified, but a very good song. And it's in the key of C. We'll go over more of the logistics coming up. The only notes we're going to play are F, G, and C. Don't worry about this. I'm just going to lay it out right now so that you know. Just 3 notes and 2 changes, basically the whole song. It's amazing. You can be confident playing it. Great song. So for your homework today, just repeat the exercise from yesterday, striking the strings with the E string back and forth with your index and middle finger. Whole notes. Get used to the feel. Don't worry about the sound, but more of the feel. Try to make the notes drag out. So same as yesterday, practice makes perfect. Practice hitting the E string for 10 seconds. Move on to the A, the D, G, E, A, D, G. Hit all the open strings, let them ring out. Just get used to being comfortable doing that. So like, just for reiteration, make sure that you get used to plucking strings. Don't worry about your speed. Just hit them cleanly. Make sure you're comfortable hitting them and that it feels good, and that you get your fingers maybe a little calloused or get used to striking the strings in the same spot. So your homework, along with the exercise of striking the strings, listen to the Midnight Special by your own favorite artist. Just Google Midnight Special and do some research, see if one of your favorites has covered it. Comment on here's another thing. At the bottom of this video, please comment on your favorite version of Midnight Special. Is it ABBA, Bob Dylan, CCR, Paul McCartney? Be a bit more interactive and see. We'll do a poll and see who wins. Then you want to listen to the version. I've done 3 versions of this song by my band Cymbal Monkey. So you're going to check out, there's a link below, the guitar and vocals only. The vocalist and guitarist, his name's Greg Schlid. Great guitarist, great vocalist. So check it out and just to hear it, because we're going to start there basically with 2 instruments, and then we're going to build on top, and you're going to be the bass player at the end. So please check it out, the link below. Please like, subscribe, comment on your favorite Midnight Special version, and please start listening to it, start getting used to it. What I used to do to learn songs, just play them over and over again until they're in my brain and I knew what was coming. Great way. I imagine the auditory listener would be, if you are one, a very good thing. Being a musician, it's probably very necessary. So please check it out, comment, like, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.